In 2024, New Jersey swung more to the right than almost every other state in the nation. And now they're holding one of the most important races in this off-cycle year, the battle to be the next governor. An early referendum on President Trump and the state of the Democratic Party. Primary day is next Tuesday, and a crowded field of 11 candidates has spent an eye-popping $77.5 million so far in ads. Joining me now is one of the Democrats battling for his party's nomination, New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer. Mr. Gottheimer, thank you so much for being here on this very busy morning for you.
Good to see you.
Absolutely. We have a new poll out this morning that really shows the depths of the problems facing your own party right now. Just 16% of Americans say Democrats are the party of strong leaders, and only 19% say the party can get things done. That is far worse than where the GOP stands. So 6 months after the last election, why are Democrats still unable to connect with the American public?
Well, Manu, first of all, thanks again for having me. I think I go around diners all across Jersey because it's Jersey, and we do everything good starts in a diner. And what I hear from people is a huge focus on economic issues, right? People are struggling, whether between utility bills and their taxes and food prices and what Trump's doing with this chaos to setting prices even higher and messing with their retirement savings. So people are under a huge amount of stress. And, what I'm hearing here in Jersey, that's all I can talk about is people see what's going on with Trump and the chaos, and they want actually an alternative. And the key for Democrats, and this is what my whole race is focused on, is actually showing them that Democrats are focused on making their lives more affordable, getting costs down, getting taxes down, and showing them a pathway forward where they don't have to have this anxiety, which I think was why the election last time was so close here in Jersey, and obviously why the ultimate poll didn't go well for Democrats.
But as you have been going around these diners, how damaged is the Democratic brand right now?
Well, I think what they want to hear is that what's our vision? Not just, of course, that we're taking on Trump, which we are and I am. We got to fight him everywhere. And anytime he messes with a family here in Jersey, we're standing up to him. But they also want to know where we're going, right? What our direction is. And I think that's the key there is all about the economy and showing them that that's our number one focus. Can you afford to feed your kids, put clothes on their back, pay your bills? With housing prices and rents where they are, people are really struggling. And I think our challenge is, and this is, really that's why I've been so focused on this, is actually explaining where we're going, how I'm going to lead Jersey to make people's lives more affordable here, get their costs and taxes down. And I don't think they're getting that message nationally. It's like, as your panel was just saying, I think there's some tension on actually what our message is going forward. So I can just speak to what I'm talking to people in Jersey about. And I know it's working because that's actually what they engage in. They want to know, what are you going to do to make sure that I can feed my kids? That we're going to actually fight Trump when he messes with Social Security or Medicaid or Medicare, and what are we going to make sure that I can afford to live here and retire here?
Do you blame Biden for the problems your party is facing right now?
Well, I think I don't know if I blame any one person. I think the key is making sure that as Democrats, that all of us it's harder when you're not in the majority. But the key is, and I think Hakeem Jeffries has done a phenomenal job on this, is where are you leaning forward and what is it about for us? And I think when we get that together and start speaking about where we're going to take the country and making it very clear, I think you're going to see a lot of Americans grab onto that, because what Trump is offering, right, which is just mass chaos, confusion, whether you're talking about what's going on at Newark Airport or what's happening to Medicaid or their retirement savings, they're panicked about what he's presenting. The key is for us to actually show our path. That's what we're doing in Jersey, and why I think this election is so important in 9 days from now, showing what we're about.
I want to talk about one of the campaign ads that you have run. New Jersey voters are now seeing across the airwaves, made with AI, showing you boxing the president. Watch.
In Congress, Gottheimer got the impossible done, passing infrastructure and gun safety laws, and fighting for Jersey to stop Donald Trump's tariffs and chaos. Now he's ready for the big one.
So you're trying to position yourself as the person fighting Trump. But this is a state, as you mentioned before, it's trended to the right. In fact, a 10-point shift to Trump last year. So if you do win the nomination next week, do you think that message is what swing voters want to hear, that you're fighting Trump?
I think two things, Manu. You heard the first part of what you played, which is that we actually get stuff done, which this president has failed to do. Right. I helped negotiate and pass the infrastructure bill and a bipartisan gun safety bill and expand child tax credit to help pay for childcare. Those are things people in Jersey care about. But yeah, they want to know that their governor is going to fight when someone comes in and messes with them. By the way, no matter who it is, and Trump so far has come in and messed with our state. When you gut Medicaid, when you go after education and the Department of Education, when you go after things we care about and that we value as a state and as a people, yeah, they want to know that we're going to stand up and fight. But obviously, as I've got a long record of doing, when you want to work with us, we'll sit down and talk to you, right? And get things done and solve problems. But let me be clear, you mess with us, we're going to mess with you back. And they want to know that someone's not afraid to fight and stand up for us.
So one of your competitors, Jersey City Mayor Steve Fulop, told the New Jersey Monitor this week that Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill, who's also running in this race, is, quote, a creature of the political establishment. She has the same machine infrastructure and the same playbook as was run in the last 25 years. Do you agree with that criticism, Congressman, that Mikey Sherrill is a creature of the political establishment?
I agree that, this is a competitive race, and Steve Fulop, who's actually a product of the Jersey City machine, where, by the way, rents are the second highest in the country, and people are really struggling in Jersey City and around the state to try to get costs down. That's my focus on the issues. And, listen, my opponents are going to keep battling each other, which I think is a mistake. I'm focused on fighting for the people in Jersey and what I'm going to do for them. And I think that's what we all should be talking about. How we're going to get costs down, get taxes down, whether that's childcare costs. And I'm the only one who's actually put out plans to lower taxes and lower costs, which is, I think, again, what people want to know we're focused on as Democrats, both in Jersey and nationally. I think, Manu, that's got to be our message, and that's how we win this race, both in June and November.
And if you don't want to criticize them, but are you worried at all that if one of them wins, one of your opponents wins, whether it's Mikey Sherrill or New York Mayor Ross Baraka, that Trump's endorsed candidate, Jack Ciattarelli, could win? He lost by only 3 points in 2021. Are you worried that one of your Democratic opponents, if they win the primary, could lose to a Republican?
Listen, Manu, I think this is going to be a very tough November for whichever Democrat wins. That's why I'm best suited for it. I'm the only Democrat who's ever beat a sitting Republican incumbent. I won my seat, first Democrat in 84 years to hold my seat. And I just won the last election by 12 points in my district, and Harris only won it by 1 point. This is going to be a tough November, and I think we got to be prepared for that. And that's why New Jersey is going to be so important, not just, of course, in 9 days, but in November. That's why I'm the best one suited to not just win the primary, but to beat Ciattarelli very clearly.
All right, Congressman Josh Gottheimer, thank you so much.
We'll knock him, Manu. It'll be a knockout punch, man. Knockout punch.
All right. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your perspective. Thanks so much for your time this morning. And still.